The Middle East is on fire, and this time it is nuclear. Israel just launched a direct attack on Iran nuclear facilities. Retaliation is already underway. Oil prices are exploding, and the global economy is falling. The US is losing control, and Trump promises are collapsing, and inflation is already rolling back. We are now staring down the barrier of war, recession, and financial chaos. This is not just another headline. It is the beginning of another great trade war. This is the start of something much bigger. As we bring to you recent updates on how Israel has officially launched an attack on Iran, and we are now witnessing open retaliation on both parties. This isn't not just some isolated events, it is an eruption in the Middle East at the time when we are dealing with the war in Ukraine and a full-blown global trade war. The situation is dire, and we need to unpack this together. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please do so as we bring to you more updates about the US-China trade war and how this is not only affecting US and China but also affecting Israel and Iran and other US allies. Stay tuned as we bring to you more information about this matter.
So here's the deal. Israel struck Iran targeting nuclear enrichment sites. Yes. Not just military installations, but actual nuclear facilities. This is world-threatening stuff, folks. And to make it even worse, the US was aware of the plan. Trump reportedly advised against it, but Israel went ahead anyway. Think about what that means. A key US ally just ignored a direct warning. That's a serious blow to US global influence. Iran didn't just take the hit quietly. They've promised retaliation, and early signs of escalation are already here. Israel, for its part, says it will continue as long as it takes. The dominoes are now falling. And if this isn't a warning sign of deeper chaos, I don't know what is. Now let's talk about impact. Within hours of the strike, oil prices spiked, skyrocketed by 13%, blasting through the $78.00 per barrel mark. That's the highest surge we've seen since the Red Sea disruptions. Great news for energy companies, terrible news for the rest of us. Higher oil prices mean higher production costs for US manufacturers, more pain at the pump for consumers, and upward pressure on inflation. Basically, this war just threw a wrench in Trump's entire economic narrative. Lower inflation, cheaper energy, economic safety, all of that straight into the trash. And here's why this could get so much worse. Iran sits right at the Strait of Hormuz, one of the most vital energy choke points in the world. 40% of global crude oil and 20% of refined products like jet fuel move through that narrow corridor. If Iran blocks it, we're talking oil at $130.00 per barrel. And that's not hyperbole, just cold hard math. Europe would take the worst hit, but nobody is safe. Even the US, with its own oil supply, isn't immune. Remember, 80% of US energy still comes from fossil fuels, oil, gas and coal, and prices are set on global markets, not just domestic production. Traditionally, war sends money into the US dollar as a safe haven, but that's not really happening this time. The dollar barely moved, up just 0.5%. Why? Because investors know that this time, the US is not in control. There are 50,000 US troops across the region, bases everywhere from Kuwait to Oman. And yet Washington can't stop this escalation. We're watching the dollar lose its grip as the global reserve currency, and gold is stepping in to fill the vacuum. Gold prices jumped over 1% today, crossing $3,400.00, and according to Bank of America, we could hit $4,000.00 within 12 months. Why? Because central banks around the world are quietly stacking gold, not dollars. Gold now makes up 20% of global official reserves, surpassing the euro. The dollar's still number one, but its dominance is fading. Tariffs, sanctions, debt-fueled wars. These policies are debasement by design. Investors are waking up. Let's be real here. If Israel can hit nuclear targets, then oil fields, gas plants, and pipelines are now fair game. Imagine what happens when Iranian missiles hit Saudi Arabia's oil terminals, or if the Houthis step up attacks in the Red Sea again. The global energy system is now a battlefield, and it's going to get uglier before it gets better. Manufacturing plans, reshoring efforts, inflation targets, all of it is on thin ice. And that's before we even consider the Federal Reserve. If oil keeps rising, there's no way the Fed can cut rates, and that could tip us straight into a recession. So where do we go from here? Honestly, it's hard to say. Trump is doubling down on ultimatums, Iran is refusing to back down on its nuclear program, and the Middle East looks more unstable than ever. If this spirals further, it won't just be a crisis, it'll be a transformation of the global order. If you're not already hedging your bets, you should be. Gold, energy, and safe haven assets are going to dominate the conversation for the foreseeable future, so prepare accordingly.
I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think Iran is going to retaliate full force? Is Trump going to de-escalate this situation between Israel and Iran? Or will Trump be scared to get into another war? And drop your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also like this video as we bring to you more updates about this issue. Stay informed and stay safe.